dry here, Hansu.
Oh wait, sorry. I was turning on the air conditioner. Let me try it again. Hold on. Give me a
Alright,
second.
no, let's not try again. Welcome back,
God,
everyone. God, dude. Alright, everyone, welcome back to Don't Ban Poppy versus Caligma Bobway. An exciting Wednesday night of PMA LCS action. Here we are, Game 2, and I am so very ready. So, first off, the results from your MVP poll from Game 1. Jaundice is going to run away with that MVP poll. And we are about to get into that pick ban right away for Game 2 here. So before this pick ban starts, Hansu, what do you think Caligma Bobway needs to? Do you think there's anything in terms of draft that Caligma Bobway could focus on in order to perhaps have a better time at it going forward in Game 2?
Well, I think if one is gonna pick Zeus again or anything similar, they need to find a way to stop him from getting that long range carry. Because right now, the last game, they didn't have any way to get to the backline while just pumping Geo just constantly pumping at that DPS from the afar. And you really need to get someone who can just easily get in and easily get out. Exception of like running in there. Someone with a lot of mobility in terms of like wall scaling or a long distance jump or whatever. You just need to change how they approach the fight as well. Like you gotta focus on this a lot of times.
Yeah, I think so too, and especially that Xerath pick coming in time and time again. We've seen that to be clutch in the PMA LCS repeatedly, and in the hands of Jaundice, it is no different. Jaundice really showing off his skills in Game 1, and looking into this draft here, Xerath going to be an important priority, and in general, I think Jaundice should be more of a priority on the side of Caligma Bobway going into Game 2. But as this pick and ban starts off right now, we have Caligma Bobway going to be on blue side Game 2. The Xerath first ban coming out immediately. Do not want to mess with that.
Honestly, if they didn't been there, I honestly think having the Lissandra mid lane will be actually not that bad for Just Me Mummy as well. I know Just Me Mummy played it, and you don't have to be the best Lissandra player to play Lissandra. All you gotta do is lock in one DC chain, one target, preferably carry, and make sure your team can follow up with a lot of damages,
100%.
CC and damage. Yeah, having the CC and damage is just way too good to pass out.
Lissandra, very good power pick in general, as there are plenty of options for skill expression, dodging away from things with your Frozen Tomb, and as well being able to land multi-man roots with your W. There's plenty of opportunities for Juice Me Mama to differentiate himself on this champion, and Lissandra has been a power pick for him for most of the split now, so we'll see if that comes up again. But the Vi ban coming up from Caligma Bobway here.
Did they not ban Poppy again?
They did not ban Poppy. Once again, Game 2, there's no Poppy ban.
Second. KB just completely disrespecting Don't Ban Poppy. Literally the team name of Don't Ban. Who is it? Poppy. What are you gonna do to them? What are you gonna do to them, man? What are you
the Scion ban coming out though, and the first pick Ezreal. Now, I'm really excited to see this first pick Ezreal, especially because Ezreal is a comfort pick for Bear Jr., and that also takes care of making sure Fudgy won't be put on that Ezreal in Game 2 either. Meanwhile, though, Poppy being hovered again from the side of Don't Ban Poppy. They're going to lock in their namesake? Is this going to happen? Oh, yeah, it is.
There's no way they'll pass it up. There's no way. Frontlash is in love with Poppy, like, in a way that I could never imagine. He's in love with the chick.
Yeah, he used to be a top laner, now he came to jungle, and that's one of those top laners that very effectively transitions into this jungle role. It seems that Frontlash has had a lot of success on him each time he has been offered the opportunity to play him. The Taric being popped... Wait, what?
Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm just sad about the whole Camille jungle being gutted.
Rip Camille, dude.
Yeah.
Never forget.
Anyways, I'm sorry for distancing the chat, but anyways, go on.
Taric also coming out from the side of Don't Ban Poppy once again. Proved to have a lot of success in Game 1 protecting their back line and just keeping them safe. But see the Ornn Kled coming out.
That's just Kled. That's just Kled. They picked Ornn they picked Kled really at the end, so automatically picked an Ornn instead. Kled and what?
It's called Nami. Okay, it is. So we see the Nami Kled being picked up. Ezreal and Nami, a very strong blind pick duo in the bot lane, as it's very impossible to kill the Ezreal, and that Nami pick into the Taric means they're going to have a lot of trouble all-ending them unless he flashes. And the Vayne being picked up once again on the side of Don't Ban Poppy here.
You got to be careful with that pick because that, like unlike last game, right now Ezreal and Nami is the one with the poke in the bot lane. They have to make sure they do not. I repeat, do not get poked up before the fight because Ezreal will do a lot of damage late game with by building a tier. And if Bear is going the build that I think he's going by going Luden's Echo in as part of the build, it's gonna do a lot of damage.
It'll do so much damage, and the pick we have not talked about yet is going to be this Kled here for Kalegi. Kalegi, well known for being a pretty good Kled player, and I'm very excited to see what this pick brings to the table this game, as they basically blind picked it for him. I don't see anything on the side of Don't Ban Poppy that could go top, as Vayne's like almost 99.9% of Fudgy Ditters lock in.
Could we actually call him Kled Diggy?
Kled Leggy?
Kled Leggy?
Jesus, dude.
Kled Leggy?
But,
sorry, that was a bad joke.
Well, I say that now, you could move down this jungle and put front lash Poppy top, but I mean, why would you do that when you won game one in such a convincing manner?
Yeah,
There's
Poppy,
no point.
Poppy's definitely going jungle again this game. And getting that Ziggs away from whoever that may be mid lane. I believe
double mid lane ban. Yeah, double mid lane ban being thrown on Jaundice right there. Ziggs just a very safe pick. Probably likely something Juice Me Mommy doesn't want to play into. I haven't known Jaundice for his Ziggs play, but like honestly, with the game knowledge that guy has, sky's the limit for his champion pool. And he's turned up time and time again on this Ari pick, even in the context of the PMA LCS. So I think that's a really good pick for him. Ooh,
wait a second, that's very bad for KB. They're going for straight up protect the carry team right now.
Yeah, Don't Ban Poppy here with the Shen Poppy Taric coming out. KB could have so much trouble killing this Vayne. And with the Kled, Shen actually has a pretty okay matchup into Kled top lane because he just uses his W to just block the 4 auto strike from Kled, and Kled really doesn't do that much. So depending on how well Guy Fieri knows this matchup, he has a lot of opportunities to actually shut down Kalegi in the lane. And if they can't get this engage comp moving, so it's likely going to be a Karma mid, I think.
No. I think it's no. It has to be covered mid.
Yeah, it has to be.
Where else would he go?
Yeah, maybe it's Kled jungle, Karma top.
I've seen Kled jungle.
Yeah, I've seen Smite and Ignite Kled jungle, but Sejuani coming out here. Yeah, for Kaligma Bombway coming out here. Sejuani and New Kappa Turk Classic, honestly, not surprised to see that, but with the Lux coming out for Don't Ban Poppy here.
So it looks like it's gonna be Shen top lane as Guy Fieri going top lane and Lux for Wanda's, because I know Guy Fieri plays decent amount of Shens. I'm not sure how well he plays Shen, but I've seen him play. And I would say he's not that bad either. He's pretty good, I would say.
Yeah, Shen pretty good. Guy Fieri, probably okay on it, I'm assuming. Haven't seen him yet. And the matchup, pretty good. So we'll see what the pick does.
And going back to the whole team fight thing, last game, they have a very similar team fight in KB. Just Sejuani and Kled hard engaging. And we got Poppy once again, Taric Vayne. Now we have the only two differences. It's Shen and Lux. Shen's really good at peeling against that really hard engage, while Lux can mitigate between pokes and peel, protect the carry a little bit more with the Lux shield as well. So that's gonna be, depending on how Lux positions in the fight, she can be a really big threat for KB.
Mm-hmm. And one thing I'm seeing though is for on the side of Kaligma Bobway, they have Kled, and Kled and Sejuani really benefit their team when their team is forcing the engages. Problem being into this Don't Ban Poppy squad they have here is you look on the side of Kaligma Bobway, they have this Karma. Really the only damage threat they have on their team is to be this Ezreal and to a certain extent the Kled. And I don't see much of an opportunity for them to win fights at all if they engage. So their comp looking a little conflicted right now, especially with what Don't Ban Poppy is pulling out. And so, we're talking about how both comps had a lot of win options and outplay opportunities last game, but on the side of Don't Ban Poppy, I think this is just a straight out draft this game for Don't Ban Poppy.
Yep, I would have to agree with that. KB in the paper, if the time if the fight goes really perfectly in their favor, they should win without a doubt. KB just want to make that pick before actually completely team fighting against DBP. And even if they try to make a pick, Shen is there with the Stand United in order to prevent KB from making any picks, which is really bad. And straight up just getting out drafted from Champ Select. Really good drafting coming up from DBP in my opinion.
100% agree. So, what lane do you think is going to be a flashpoint this game? What's some stuff that we should be looking at? See if this early game plays out.
You mentioned it earlier. You know, Kled versus Shen. You just gotta understand how Shen's gotta understand when to use the auto block with this W against Kled's passive, because the thing about Kled we all know is once you get the W, you can't really cast it. It's automatic. Once you get the first auto in, rest of the 4 autos is automatic. You don't activate it. So you gotta take careful fights with Kled. Because you'll be getting the CS and the minions, and all of a sudden you proc your W and now your damage is gone. You just have to be careful how you fight it. And Shen as well, when Kled engages, you have to make sure that you have your W up enough at the right time that you will mitigate all the damage that he's doing, burst damage that he'll be doing through those 4 autos. That being said, having that Ezreal Nami on the bot lane is gonna be really good for Kalima Babwe in order to really press the bot lane lead into rest of the map. Because Taric Vayne, like I said, not the strongest laners, while Ezreal and Nami, while they are very safe to play, they're also very big name bullies with especially with Nami empowering the Ezreal pokes, you know.
Yeah, I agree. They're very, very, very strong together, honestly, and especially with Ezreal being able to proc the Nami, the Nami on hit from her E with his Mystic Shot. If if the bot lane from Don't Poppy does not respect that, they're going to have a very rough time in this lane. Going back to the Kled versus Shen matchup, though, Kled's violent tendencies is W, the auto attack passive we talked about, sitting on a 14-second cooldown, and the Spirit's Refuge, Shen's W, that helps him block those autos, sitting on an 18-second cooldown at level 1. So, assuming Guy Fieri plays this lane perfectly, really Kaligi only having a 4-second window in order to trade onto the Shen and win the trade.
But once you get that 4 window seconds of trade, once you get that going, that's a lot of damage coming out from Kled. Because I believe the forced auto for violent tendency, it is a missing health, correct?
I believe so.
Is it a max health damage or
max.
it's missing?
It's max.
Which is really good against Shen, who's gonna just build tank items. Wait, is that tank food juice on the other team? Actually, it is not. Unlucky.
Maybe, dude. And also, the Shadow Dash Shen's taunt sitting on an 18-second cooldown as well means that Kled has a 4-second opportunity to bully out Shen entirely and win trades. Because pretty much the only thing Shen can do is use his Twilight Assault, his Q, in order to try and trade back onto him. As Kled's violent tendencies and his jousting, his E both sitting at 14-second cooldowns, and his Bear Trap on a rope sitting at 9-second. So that gives him his entire combo easily on a 14-second rotation to be able to mess with the Shen. So you joust in, you put the Bear Trap on him, you get behind him, then you joust out, and there's really nothing you can do about that within that window.
Yeah, but I would have to agree with that. Speaking of the names of the ability, Bear Trap on a rope. A funny name for an ability.
We got soap on a rope, dude.
Wait, hold on, what?
Soap on a rope, man.
Soap on a rope.
Yeah, dude. We're gonna have to see if Guy Fieri drops the soap in this lane or not. But
oh no, okay, I finally got it. Oh no. My IQ just went down in double digits. Oh boy, man. But once again, it's the same roster from this is coming in game 2. Once again, we got Ezreal and Bear Jr., Kled and Kaligi, Sejuani Sivan, Karma, Just Me Mommy, and Nami Zabacalypse. And coming in on the DPP, we got Lux, Guy Fieri, Poppy, Frontlash, Jen, Wondus, Vayne, Fudgetellers, and Taric, Symphonian, or Snofnian, or Sinofnon.
Sniffnarfnian.
Snofnian.
Sniffnarfnian.
Or the all of the above, I believe. Well, one of it has to be right?
Yeah, one of them's gotta be right someday.
How wrong can I be before I get it right?
God, we got 2:30 left, man. Fall asleep, man. Come on. Oh boy. But meanwhile, on the side of Caligma Bobway, though, we're seeing double teleport coming out, though. Should be very interesting. And wait, on the side of Don't Ban Poppy, though, I'm seeing Jaundice currently on the Shen right now. Guy Fieri on the Lux.
Wait a second.
Looks like they
I'm
lane swapped.
invaded.
Looks like they lane swapped.
You know, I kind of had a feeling, I'm not gonna lie, that Guy Fieri. I don't think Lux is the type that Juan like. Juan is just wanna play. He wants to play a lot
It works
more.
like Xerath, basically, but
Right, but like
less
it's like,
autonomy.
no, it's like this is because I know how he plays and how much he loves playing very interactive champions. Like with Xerath, you have to actually aim the skill shot, or you won't do any damage. With Lux though, her skill shots are rather much easier to land than Xerath due to the massive hitbox on the E, while without detonating the her E ability, you also slow them within that ability, which allows her to land other ability easier as well.
Yeah, fun fact about Lux, you actually aim that Lucent Singularity here at the middle of their hitbox when you cast it, and there's actually no way they can dodge out of that without using an escape ability before it procs on them. Especially going back to like patch, maybe it was like 6 point something or something like that, where they made you able to proc the Lucent Singularity. They made you able to double tap the Lucent Singularity to proc it as soon as it hit the ground. That was a huge change to Lux that happened back in the day, along with some other quality of life changes that finally made her, viable, and that stuff that to this day still turns up and makes Lux one of those very solid, consistent artillery champions. And another thing that we haven't talked about though is Guy Fieri's mid lane this season. We've seen him play at mid lane a decent amount of times, oftentimes opting into both Swain and Ziggs a lot of picks. So actually the Ari ban coming out from Caligma Bobway targeted specifically at Jaundice, but the Ziggs ban also targeted at Guy Fieri to prevent the flex, but it didn't end up preventing the flex in the end as they put Jaundice on Shen, but Guy Fieri being put on Lux. Hopefully that's, a matchup that Juice Mami's looking much more forward to on this Karma mid.
Right, exactly. But the problem with the Karma mid in lane is she does have a lot of initial damage. As the game goes on, you start doing significantly less damage. Well, you do damage, but it's in the long interval. So you have to wait a long cooldown before doing another set of damage, burst damage again. So you have to really understand when to damage and when to just run away and just wait for the mantra to come back for that extra empower Q damage. While in Lux, all you gotta do is just throw E, E, E.
You tape your E key down, bro. It's that easy. But on the side of Lux in that lane, though, let's pause at 10 seconds once again.
Alright, sounds good to me. 10.
And I'm here. Alright, we ready? Alright.
Hold up. Alright, go ahead. We in it.
We are in it. So going back to that Lux versus Karma mid matchup here, Lux sitting on, a heavy amount of cooldowns. With Lucent Singularity, it sits at around 12 to 15 seconds somewhere in there. Might be even longer. Lux does not have a single cooldown that is under 10 seconds on her entire kit, by the way. So her W sits on someone like an 18-second cooldown. Her snare is like a 14-second level 1. And Karma, Inner Flame, and Mantra has easily abusable basic cooldowns that start up sooner, but the Mantra, her real spell that lets her win trades frequently, sits on a 30-second cooldown, level 1. The advantage though is if Lux does not respect the Karma's auto attacks when she has no cooldowns, the Karma can get that Mantra up much sooner. All things considered, it should be a bit of a farm lane. And going back to this actual game, we see dual differing invades being taken up. Frontlash and Jaundice sitting topside. Just looking for this blue buff here. Maybe a quick cheese on Kalegi here.
Kalegi, please check the blue.
Just me mommy over here though. They're gonna check the blue and Green Bear trap on a rope into that bush. Stops those shenanigans forthwith, and front lash, he's running. What does he do now? I'm not at my red. Looks like they're gonna have to walk out the long way and leash red 15 seconds late. Meanwhile, Sinfonia and Fudgy
no, it's a lot of damage.
bot lane. Savakowitz brought extremely low, forced to flash out. Exhausting burn from Sinfonian. New Kappa Turk here with the answer, though. Fudgy is extremely low, half health right now. Thing going on. Arctic Assault out of New Kappa Turk. Flash coming out. Fudgy Ditters, flash heal. Sinfonian and Fudgy Ditters escaping with their lives. That's going to be all sums burned by the bot lane on the side of Don't Ban Poppy. Flash burn from Apocalypse and flash burn from New Kappa Turk. Very ineffective level 1 butch cheese. Not necessarily something you want to see, and not giving New Kappa Turk the respect he deserves to say he can just walk over there. And also looking top lane with front lash being forced to start that buff so late, that means New Kappa Turk can then invade his blue and take it.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to mention. Because Kaligi used the bear trap on the rope in order to scout the bush on the blue side, on the KB side, blue buff bush on the KB side, really setting Poppy behind in terms of the camp that she started. Ultimately, Sivan or New Kappa Turk getting the red buff, the blue buff, and the scuttle, hitting level 3 in the process by the siphoning some XP from the bot lane with the level 1-2 skirmishes.
Oh, this is absolutely disgusting. Fudgy is already down 12 CS and forced to farm under tower. Not what you want to see.
Not what you want to see, though, especially lane like Bear Jr. and
top lane.
Ezreal, not me.
Quick trades going on in top lane. Nothing much to see here. Both of them just going to back off.
Yeah, as I was mentioning before, Ezreal and Nami very oppressive in lane, and having the both summoners down for both players for DBP, things are not looking good.
Good taunt from Jaundice on Kaligi top lane. Answering the trade back. Kaligi answered some trade, getting dropped off his Scar and will be taken down to his. Wait, what kind of is that? Like, what is the official term for that form on Kled? Like, can we just call it naked Kled?
The pure like, naked Kled.
It's like naked snake, dude. Naked Kled.
Colonel, I'm naked. I
Dummy
don't
there.
know. Oh no, dismounted. That's smart. Dismounted. What am I thinking?
Dismounted, yeah.
Oh, my brain hurts.
Colonel, I'm trying to trade on the Shen. My bear.
My bear Monroe's gone.
His ninja swords are too dummy thick.
Colonel.
Oh,
Colonel.
God. Meanwhile, in mid lane, Guy Fieri, Cheers Me Mommy, burned some mana, trading down onto each other. Kaligi, he's almost got Scarl back, dude. Just a couple more minion kills. He'll be back on Scarl. Oh, any day now.
Let's go back to bot lane real quick. Look at the CS difference between Ezra and Vayne. That's not looking good. And if you see the level difference, well, they're both level 3, but I'm sure Ezra has a lot more XP advantage than Vayne does. Due to the early trade that happened in the bot lane. And with the 30 CS coming from Ezreal and 24 with Vayne, but Bear Jr. coming back into the lane relatively soon and making sure to catch up with the CS and ultimately getting ahead. Bear Jr. did get call and tier, looking to get ahead as much as he can and fast as.
And Bear Jr. being known by me personally, I joke about this a lot with him, as the 32 degrees laner because he always likes permafreezing his wave at pretty much every point in time. So, that style, but wait, hold on. Front lash getting caught out here in the jungle, gonna flash over that wall quickly. Good wall flash by him. Jaundice, top lane, getting some trades down onto Kaligi. Kaligi forced off his Scarl once again. Gonna poke him with that. Is that a halberd? It's probably a halberd. I feel like I've heard this joke set up somewhere before. Let's go bot lane. Meanwhile, KV, 3 people on Dragon. Good turn from New Kappa Turk and Bear Jr. on the front lash. Good stun from Symphonium and first blood coming out here from Apocalypse. Down on the front lash. Meanwhile, Guy Fieri getting a snipe on this Apocalypse. Symphonium getting the kill onto New Kappa Turk as he tries to run away. Meanwhile, topside though, Kaligi with the slick solo kill onto Jaundice.
That's not gonna be good for Jaundice anymore. With the like I said, it is pretty skill matchup, but now that Kled has advantage in terms of both kill and CS, things are not looking good in top lane for DBP right now.
That's gonna be rough. I think after this wave crashes top lane, we should see a different story though, because that's a very thick wave. Jaundice should be up on CS after this under tower CS. He's missing a bit of it right now though, no biggie.
Yeah,
Pretty difficult to CS under tower with that bombies as well.
Yeah, if you see the buff timer right now, the red buff has just spawned for KB, while red buff for the DBP is now about 10 seconds remaining. Poppy has to really utilize jungle rotation very well in order to catch up with the CS to catch up with Turk CS, because right now he's about what 3-4 cans behind Turk, and at this point Turk is gonna get level 6 after 1, 2, or 3 more camps, and just gonna gank a lane in order for that easy gank.
Ooh, good arcane shift that from Bear Jr. In the bot lane, Zavakovitz with the return bubble onto Symphonian. Lots of trading being done in this bot lane. But going back to your previous point about Turk and Frontlash, you're seeing Turk taking the pathing advantage, a very common theme going back to game 1. Frontlash trading perhaps his lack of pathing for getting his team advantages in certain parts of the map, and you also have to compliment his team for doing a very good job of responding to some of the more aggressive moves made by Turk. Speaking of which, Turk coming in bot side, throwing his ults, and Symphonian stunned and locked up. Can be turned on, but here comes the Stand United from Jaundice in the top lane. Jaundice gets the teleport completed before Kaliki can stop him. Bear Jr. and Fudgy Ditters fighting. Fudgy Ditters escaping with a scrap of health, and it looks like things are going to reset in the bot lane. Meanwhile, though, that top lane, Jaundice, no teleport, no Stand United, no way of getting back into this top lane, and Kaliki is going to start having at this turret, getting those fat plating stacks.
That's 160 gold right there going for Kaliki. He can go for right now for one more plating if he wants to. However, with Shen being down, unfortunately the bot lane is really low. I was about to mention that they do have dragon pressure with this, but unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen due to how low the Fudge and Symphonian is.
And Jaundice currently still stuck in this bot lane here. There is no response from Don't Ban Poppy at all, taking platings for free. Meanwhile, Frontlash coming in for a gank in mid on a Juice Me Mommy. Keeper's Verdict coming out, knocking him up, but no follow-up from Guy Fieri. So, yeah, back to that previous point in this top side is, especially with the plating meta ever since the start of, Season 9, meanwhile, in bot lane, Jaundice brought extremely low by Bear Jr. and Safako. It's Ignite being burned, but he's going to escape with his life. Kaliki about to get, a first turret? He's going to suicide for the turret here.
That's a lot of gold!
That is so much gold. That is, let's do the math, that's 160 times 5, so 16 times 5, 80, sitting at 800 gold plus the global turret gold as a result of Jaundice, Fudgy and Symphonian not really delegating themselves very well and just chilling bot.
And that is about 1,250 gold just coming out for Kaliki. That is a lot of gold that you don't want to give to Clyde right now. And
meanwhile, in this dragon fight, Turk securing the dragon, Frontlash going to steal it, but gets taken down. Guy Fieri, though, looking for the turn. Ult from Guy, oh my god, Turk goes wide, and Guy Fieri can be taken down by 4 in the river. Kill going over to Bear Jr. Jesus, just when I thought I'd done it, Turk fools me with the C-Van name change once again in my play-by-play.
And this is not really looking good at all. And this looks like a completely different game coming in from DBP. I think the part of the reason also is that having Geo last game as a mid laner who can mediate between the lanes by pushing the mid lane really hard and roaming as fast as he can. Unfortunately, he can't do that because he is top lane. And it's looking very rough for DPP with Kled taking the first time already before 40 minutes. Ezreal just poking out Vayne as much as he can, and Ezreal with the 102 getting tier. Nami's also 2-1-0. Bot lane is not, I want to say that behind, but looking a little rough right now.
You're looking in top lane. Kaliki could be running into the charge onto the Fudgy Ditters and Symphonian. Bot lane do it. Herrick ult pops, Cosmic Radiance. What can Fudgy do with it? Meanwhile, though, Turk trading back onto Fudgy Ditters. Exhaust burned on Turk. Great flash from Kaliki. Great bear trap on a rope. Fudgy, though, gonna escape. And Symphonian just hammering him down with his melt. What can they do? Meanwhile, Sejuani, though, here comes another bear trap, another Arctic Assault coming out. Symphonian dangerously low. Kill going over to Kaliki. Passes back up, takes down Fudgy Ditters for the double kill. Meanwhile, though, in bot lane, Frontlash taking down Zafakowitz and doing his best to run away from Bear Jr., but Great flash over the wall to avoid him. Meanwhile, Jaundice going on to Juice Me Mommy. Guy Fieri taking down Bear Jr. on the side. Jaundice forced to run away from Juice Me Mommy as quickly as possible. And here comes Guy Fieri to clean up the other kill. Double kill going over to Guy Fieri in this bot lane fight.
Yeah, getting all those kills, I believe the trade was 3-2, but I don't think that's ultimately worth it for DBP. Because look at all the turret damage that Kaliki is doing on top lane. That's a lot of damage on the turret, and you can't really... DBP right now does not have the tool in order to match Kaliki at all, or just get something as equal of value. This is looking very bad for DBP right now.
We were hammering praise upon Jaundice for his performance in mid lane last game, but this top lane switch perhaps not looking as effective. Meanwhile, in mid lane, New Turk going on to Guy Fieri. It's going to be a quick stun brought up. Very good Glacial Prison, but it's going to get bound under tower. And it's going to be a 1-for-1. Kills going over to Guy Fieri and Kalegi in that exchange.
That's not a bad trade at all. Looking at the ultimate burns, Sejuani just now burned her ulti in order to secure the kill in the mid lane. However, Guy Fieri didn't really burn anything. In fact, everything was already burned. And getting that kill and taking that extra turret shot from New turret makes it ultimately worth for Guy Fieri getting the extra free kill.
100% agree. Didn't have to burn his ult to get that kill either. Whereas on the side of New Turk, expending that Glacial Prison at melee range, trying to secure the kill. Meanwhile, Bear Jr. gets raiding on in bot lane versus Jaundice. That's so much damage. Flash coming out from Bear Jr. We see Jaundice perhaps answer with the flash. Wait. Oh, flashes and autos the turret. Not bubble coming out from Zafacalypse here. Turn from Jaundice back onto Bear Jr., but Jaundice ultimately, is he going to run? He gets the shield coming back in. He escaped from Zafacalypse.
He's alive.
No. And the Heaven Flow being thrown down. I think that's definitely worth. Meanwhile, in mid lane, though, Juicy Momi getting towered out by 4 of them, but here comes Kaligi with the answer on the ult. Tarek ult being dropped in response. New Turk and Kaligi currently sitting in to defend this mid lane. And Zafacalypse just kind of chilling bot right now, forced to push in this wave. Good Truth Shot Barrage coming out from Bear Jr. there. Good wave clear, and looks like Don't Pan Poppy gonna have to back off of this one.
This is exactly what DBP needed. Making sure to get the pick while Kaligi is out of the question, as well as Ezreal is out of the question. They just need to get whatever they can get at this point. Any good kill, any kill is a good kill right now, and DBP is actually ahead in kills right now, but still behind in gold because of the turret loss in top lane.
Yeah, so looking back on that fight, one thing could perhaps consider to improve on. Kaligi, though, getting stunned up, locked down, being forced off Scarl by Guy Fieri's combo, but he's going to be okay. And front lash, he's found New Turk in the jungle. That is a level 9 Sejuani, though, going to hammer that blast plant, and he's going to be out just fine. But so looking back on that, no, you go.
Yeah, sorry. I wanted to say something real quick. The thing about going against Clad is the Lux made Guy Fieri made an unfortunate mistake of completely using all the combo possible in order to burst Clad. But the problem with Clad is he has a 2 forms, mounted and unmounted. And once you get unmounted, that animation that starts, you're invulnerable, and any damage that's done to you is, you know, inapplicable. So having all that damage just done to Kaligi, it was completely mitigated by the invulnerable frame.
And one thing I wanted to mention from that previous fight as well, as New Turk forced to flash away from Guy Fieri's combo here, and Rift Hero going over to Don't Ban Poppy. One of the things I wanted to mention is the fact that a little bit of, perhaps Clad Boo-Boo from Kaligi there. When you ult as Kled, you want to try and ult as far behind the target as possible so you can compensate for them kiting back. Now, that fight, I don't think it would have had that much of an effect, as Tarek had a very good Cosmic Radiance in order to prevent Kaligi's engage that fight. So, if Kaligi had perhaps ulted further behind them, he would have been ulting into a bunch of invulnerable people, and so likely would not have had that good of a result, but meanwhile, New Turk going in with the Glacial Prison on front lash, forced in full retreat though back in the line, slam into the wall, and some front lash good ult from Guy Fieri coming out of massive taunt from Jaundice. New Turk taking extremely low. Jaundice getting the kill on New Turk, but here's Kaligi going nuts in the back line. Guy Fieri forced the print stopwatch. That's a double kill for Kaligi, and Bear Jr. cleaning up Guy Fieri as now Kaligma Bobway turning onto this dragon. And meanwhile, teleport being thrown down by Kaligi, going to the top side to answer Fudgy Vayne. Vayne already popped that Rift Herald top. That Herald can be taken extremely low. So much damage done to the eye. Herald taken down, and Caligma Bobway is also taken down Dragon.
I see Kaligi, I click, and Kaligi can definitely click on multiple champions there in order to secure a lot of kills. That was a lot of damage coming in for Kaligi. That was really definitely worse for Kaligma Bobwig, and ultimately getting the dragon at the end as a bonus prize on top of triple kill coming out from that fight. Not really looking good for DBP right now.
You know, the big meme about Caligma Bobway is that Caligi's always the MVP, but, you know, if they win this game, unironically, Caligi's already secured the MVP spot, you know, barring a supernatural pop-off. Teleport into taunt combo coming out immediately from Jaundice in the bot lane. Bear Jr. brought kind of low. Jaundice forced to back off in the 1v2 scenario, dodging out some of the skill shots. Here comes Front Lash over the water, looking for the re-engage. But here comes New Capaturk with the collapse, and teleport coming in from Juice Me Mommy in the bot lane. However, no Glacial Prison to engage this fight. Just going to be a bunch of stuff burned for nothing, as we're now in a stare-off contest bot side. However, 4 members here from Caligma Bobway means this can be turret going down here very quickly. Meanwhile, mid lane turret likely going to be traded here in favor of Don't Ban Poppy here. Not a huge fan of that turret trade.
No, I'm
on the side of KB.
The honestly, burning the TP is crucial for Karma. She's not going to be able to engage in cross-map fight as fast anymore because without having the TP. And honestly, she didn't get any value out of the teleport as well. So my question is, why did he have to teleport? Ooh.
Good flash from Guy Fieri to avoid that Glacial Prison, but fat half-health combo, half-health mantra. You know, Inner Flare coming out of Juice My Mommy here on Guy Fieri. So much damage. The Luden's Rush Karma.
This is what I was talking about in the beginning of the game. You just gotta watch for her time of burst. Once you get the time period of Mantra Empire Q out of the way, she doesn't really do anything in terms of damage. But right now, Juice Me Mommy just getting that huge burst onto Lux, and Lux can't really do anything aggressive right now.
And one factor we didn't really talk about in that exchange was Lux has the lowest base HP, I believe, in the entire game, meaning that that comment you had made, and it looks like Fudgy Daters is found, but great flash condemning Bear Jr. away, but it's going to do nothing. New Capaturk coming in for the cleanup.
Not sure. I don't know why.
Front Lash though, as he found Kaligi, stunning him into the wall. Symphony and Guy Fieri coming out. Kaligi's ultimate charge running in, and then great W from Front Lash to stop that. Where's that Luxalt going? Flash stun. Symphony goes wide. It's a stun into the wall from Front Lash. Kaligi being dropped extremely low. New Capaturk here, what can they do? Can he get remounted? He cannot! And that's going to be a kill going over to Front Lash. Shutdown gold. 800 gold overall.
My virgin eyes.
God,
my virgin eyes.
Top lane, John is getting some fat damage on Juice Me Mommy in this trade. Snared up though, and John just waits to run, but here comes the taunt, the re-engage, the kill onto Juice Me Mommy. Glacial Prison over the wall. The New Capaturk, John is going to be brought extremely low. Shield coming back in. Great flash out. Here comes Front Lash again with the re-engage, but it looks like Front Lash might be hung out to dry here. Unfortunately, they do not have damage to close out this kill. Caligma Bobway are going to have to back out from this one.
Yo, that was a nuts flash. That was actually insane. I didn't think he would. No, so he was in a losing situation with 2 other members of Caligma Bobway coming in to pretty much destroy him. But with the burst combo with the taunt, with the Empower Q auto attack using the Q, burst is the karma, using the W auto negation to block some damage, getting the passive shield as well, and then flashing away in order to survive. That was actually nuts, and I gotta say, giving props to Front Lash as well in order to make that work. Shen would have been a dead boy if Front Lash wasn't there. Not gonna lie.
And also those shields that Jaundice is getting after he completes an ability. His passive gives him a shield. Great true shot barrage to snipe Guy Fieri in the mid lane from Bear Jr. But Jaundice also doing a really great job of weaving his abilities around so as to pop that passive shield that Shen gets from using them at the most opportune times. In fact, that shield from the trade he did from the final combo he did on the Juice Me Mommy, likely the reason he lived. And then another shield coming in, also the reason he was able to escape and hold that flash for so long.
I would have to agree with that. And the next Dragon now coming out, it is a Windrake. Something that's not detrimental unless your name is Dylan Lutenzi or AKA Rip Noy Hentai, AKA PMLCS Admit, AKA the Clorex. The Windrake is surprisingly very beneficial in my opinion in 5v5 team settings, to be honest. And right now, it looks like KB has priority over it right now. Well, although that the DBP has ward over it, I feel like KB, with current situation with a lot of gold.
Great and glacial prison from New Capiturk on the Bear Jr. I mean, on the Fudgy Ditters, and can be taken down rather quickly, killing the Bear Jr. Kalegi with the ult down mid, perhaps unnecessary. Sun coming out from Symphonian, though. Looks like he's caught out. Dropping the Cosmic Radiance, not enough to prevent the burst from coming in. Another kill going over the Bear Jr. Meanwhile, the front lash charging in. New Capiturk on Guy Fieri. Bad damage coming out. Great cleanup from Kalegi. A flash Khaled combo. Kalegi, the Khaled god, coming in here clean. Doing on top lane though. Juice Me Mommy answering Jaundice as best he can. And while, slightly on the losing end, Jaundice is having a lot of trouble responding to all the action happening mid because of this Karma answering him. And Keeper's Riddick coming out here from front lash. Great ult. Knocks back Kalegi. And New Capiturk coming in here on the re-engage, though. Bear Jr. taking down this turret, and front lash brought extremely low. Fudgy Ditters popping that final hour. And front lash here, he stepped up a little too far. Bear Jr. gonna take him down.
Yeah, look, I was just about to mention that with the Juandis with Shen, and even though Juandis is pressuring top consistently, all Just Me Mommy has to do is just empower Q or just regular Q into the wave to wave clear, and really Shen really can't do anything. And on the opposite side of the map, rest of the teammates are dying, and he can't really do anything without any targets to use his stand unite on. Right now, it's looking very bad for DBP in terms of both gold. It's almost like almost 10k deficit. Right now, it's like what, 8k deficit for DBP.
It's a 7.7 thousand deficit, just about, it looks like. And one thing I mentioned with Jaundice is that early game, like so much of a struggle for him. He has done a relatively good job of getting himself back into this game, and even like having some really flashy plays, some flashy moments transitioning into this mid game. However, the rest of his team having trouble defending against this 5-man goon squad, against Kaligi, against these really good glacial prisons coming out of New Capiturk this game. And so, I got to give hats off to Jaundice for making his way back into this game as much as possible. Don't Ban Poppy as a whole is really having trouble answering that top lane snowball that kind of started as that early game interaction. Symphonian taking extremely low from Beijing News. Two-shot Barat's coming out. He will find him. Symphonian taking him down.
Why are you backing there? You know Ezra has ulti.
And Bear Jr. going super far forward, taking down Guy Fieri. Mid-ult. I think you pop barrier in the middle of your ult channel, though.
That's a lot of damage coming from Ezra. Looking at the item for Ezra right now. Instead of taking the Iceborne Gauntlet, he said, I don't need it. I'm gonna do a lot of damage, tons of damage. In fact, getting the Trinity, Blood of the Ruined King into Muramana, just doing a lot of damage.
Kaligi forcing the issue on Jaundice, though. It's going to be a flash over the wall from both. Glacial Prison Bird from New Capiturk. Kaligi looking for the kill on the Jaundice to do his best to run away, trading back, but Kaligi take him down here.
Yeah, I would have to say that was an excellent patience by New Capiturk, holding onto the ult until it was absolutely necessary, waiting for Juandis's taunt dash, flash, and then go ahead and using the ultimate to catch him out so he has no more escape. Well played by New Capiturk, for sure.
Absolutely textbook, and meanwhile all this has been happening while Juice Me Mommy has been down in this lane. Front lash though, face checking this jungle, gonna be taken down very quickly by Bear Jr. I was talking about how Kaligi honestly deserved MVP for this game, but Bear Jr. is now making a case for himself as he's had at least 3 really clutch tree shot barrage snipes this game, and now he's really coming up big for Caligma Bobway here in this mid to late game.
Things are looking quite grim for DBP right now. And looking at the goal difference, they're now approaching over 10k goal difference, getting this Baron. And with this Baron, they're able to get this top tier with empowered minions.
John disengaging. Savakowitz brought extremely low. Terrico coming down. John's going to do his best to back off now. Kill for Fudgy Ditters to start off with. Kaligi running back on Fudgy Ditters. Going to be taking extremely low. Another kill going on Fudgy Ditters right here. Meanwhile, Juice Me Mommy pushing down this bot lane turret. So that is going to be a 0 for 2 in favor of Don't Ban Poppy. However, though, Juice Me Mommy getting that bot lane turret in exchange. Is it worth it? I don't know. You be the judge.
Absolutely not. I'm gonna have to say absolutely not. You just not want to see that. Look at that.
Which, meanwhile, topside Bear Jr. getting that top turret, but unfortunately going to be trading his life here as he flashes and heals, doing his best to run away. Front lash, doing the flash, bringing the sums. 1,000 gold, 700 gold shutdown going in with a front lash.
Man, that is not what you want to see, though. You don't want to give it to Poppy. You want to give it to Vayne as much as you can. Vayne right now is your win condition, and she only has 2 items compared to Ezreal, who's working on currently his 4th item. Vayne just does no damage right now, unfortunately, and it sucks seeing that because Vayne right now is currently the win condition for the team. Having the Shen, having that Poppy, having that Taric as appealing support champions, Vayne, they're one of the only source of damage, not doing any damage. It's gonna really hurt DBP in the long run.
I 100% agree. Oh, Fudgy is walking into a big monster inner flame coming out from Juice Me Mommy here. You know what? You know when you're in the solo queue game and like you have to ask the question, is it worth? Like, is it really worth? I don't know. It reminds me. You remember old school epic rap battles? You got the freaking outro. You got who won? Who's next? You decide.
Bro, I used to watch
really
that
worth?
all the
I don't
time.
know. You decide.
Let me know in the comment section below. Like and subscribe our Twitch channel at Twitch TV at PMLCS. Go ahead and follow and go ahead and subscribe for us for the spicy Gurg 7 emote as well as the one and only Torpedo emote. Go ahead and subscribe now. You can also do Prime.
Meanwhile, uphold that because a huge fight's breaking out here. Fudgy Days brought extremely low. Good Cosmic Radiance coming in. Jaundice dropping Stand United. Looks like this fight's going to be disengaged. Or is it? It's Kaligi's going back in on Symphonian. He wants more. Guy Fieri throwing his combos down. Symphonian being taken down by Kaligi. And here comes the Colette ult coming out from Kaligi. He's found Guy Fieri. Guy Fieri forced to pop. His Zanya is going to be taken extremely low. Keeper's Verdict from Front Lash goes wide. Taunt going in from Dondis on the Bear Jr. Fudgy Ditters in the middle of them. Where is that Glacial Prison going? I have no idea. But what I do know is that Caligula Bobway can be taking this fight. 5-4-0, clean ace.
That's gonna be GG's coming from Caligula Bobway.
Yeah, that is going to be a clean game 2 coming in from Caligula Bobway here. And looking back on this game, this is the Caligula show, man.
Honestly, still winnable for DBP.
Still winnable?
It's still winnable, you know.
Still winnable.
All you gotta do is change that defeat screen into victory. That's all you gotta do.
The game's over, but it's winnable.
No, it's winnable, honestly. Like, I believe in DBP. Yeah, Popo can still throw, you know, anything's possible at this point.
Oh, God.
But I would have to say, KB playing a really, really clean game overall. It looks completely different than last game, where DBP just had control over every point of the stage. Now it's the complete opposite. KB had the control over everything, even if a little attempt that DBP tried to make in terms of making picks, making a tower, getting the tower in the other side of the map where Kaligi wasn't there. It ultimately didn't matter because how far ahead KB was.
I 100% agree. So going forward into this MVP vote that we're about to make, speaking of which, do we have a straw poll yet? Does anyone know? Okay, good. Straw poll's coming out soon, chat. Don't worry. I think we have a 3-way race going into this MVP poll here because for starters, we have massive damage being pumped out for Bear Jr. here for Caligula Bobway. Yeah, actually just look at that damage. It's so destructive. The only one who even is over half of his damage done is Fudgy Titters. But at the same time, you have to give a nod to Kaligi on that top side for, you know, a really good early game, getting a solo kill down on Jaundice. And I think the reason I hesitate to give the MVP to Kaligi over Bear Jr. here is just because Kaligi snowballed as a result of I would say, misplay from Don't Ban Poppy, rather than Koigi popping off, killing Jaundice again, and then taking down that entire turret, for example.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. The Kaligi, while he did help the team carry through the laning phase and the early game phase, but ultimately, the damage chart pretty much says it all. If you look at it, Ezreal did more damage than I believe Vayne, almost more than damage than Vayne and Lux combined, and that's one champion versus two damage champion or the champion on the side of DVP, and that if that
Actually,
doesn't tell you anything, that's that's a
he
lot of
did
damage.
more. He actually did do
Did he
more.
actually? Did he
Yeah,
actually
he
do
did
more?
more. Yeah, 17,887, 12,439. So you pretend the 17,000 is a 900 because that's pretty close.
Well, he actually did more damage. That's actually
Yeah, so
disgusting.
17.9 plus 12.4, you got like 30.3, but you look at Ezreal, 30,653, you got 30.6. So
And
yeah, he
and
actually did more.
what's really unfortunate about it is that early game went really bad for DBP. Kaligi bush checking with the bear trap on the rope into the bush, making sure that they're not camping for the blue buff or anything, as well as the attempt for level 1 cheese on the bot lane going wrong for DBP. You kept the turret immediately coming down, knowing that was a problem. Ultimately turning the preemptive strike from DBP into Burning Flash for both champions, and they couldn't do anything aggressive. And using that advantage, you kept turret constantly just ganking bot lane as much as you can, sending them behind as much as you can. Meanwhile, Ezreal just scaling, ultimately putting it to Ezreal that we see at the end of the game. 30k damage. That's a lot of damage coming from one person in 30-minute game. That's what the 1k damage per minute, right?
Yeah, it's more than 1k damage per minute. Game was closed before 30, so yeah. I gotta give a nod to New Capaturk for those really good glacial prisons this game, though, showing that his jungle pool definitely is very diverse in terms of the different champions that he likes. While I would say he kind of has his pool clustered around, a rather thin assortment of champions, they all very much do different things because he likes Evelynn, he likes Vi, he likes Sejuani, and it's just a lot of those champions play completely the opposite of each other.
Yeah, it's actually funny. Yeah, I talked to New Turk about this, and I said, I told him I don't like playing Sejuani, just too boring for me. And he replied saying, "Yeah, I thought about that. I thought about that as well. I didn't like it, but I kept on playing it, and I was good at it, so I kept on playing it." What do you mean good at the champion? You literally just go up there, CC someone. We did it. PogChamp. There's not really a lot of mechanical skill, but like it's definitely a solid champion if you know how to play. Which
Yeah,
I
100% agree. I think it's for me personally, it's a satisfying pick because unlike some of the other, boring tank junglers, like you can just Arctic Assault over a wall and just Glacial Prison someone randomly and you just clap them.
I don't know. I
So
like
satisfying to hit max range ultimate snipes on people, honestly.
I
We're gonna
like
open
Zac.
up this. How's our MVP vote doing right now?
Let me check real quick. Kaligi
Col-
has it by 1 vote.
Ooh, Kawigi has it by 1. Are we serious? How many votes?
Um, right now 15, 17, 8. Is it 19? I thought it was 18.
We have 31 viewers, boys. We're gonna keep this open for about a minute longer here.
Yeah, do we have
Uh,
the 15 bots in this channel? Come on, guys, let's vote. We can do it. As Mayo said, I see Kaligi, I click. Wrong. I
oh my god! Every time Joe moves the stream on and goes to the Twitch TV, you just see we
the
just see the infinite,
zoom.
the infinite loop. It's so good. It
It's
looks like
like
Kawhigi's
looking
popping up
into
with another
my
vote.
soul. It's like looking into my soul. It's infinite abyss. Zoom. Whee!
Wait,
Ooh.
did you actually just name the guy? Did you actually just name Apocalypse the sub?
Subway.
Jesus, dude.
Subway. Eat fresh.
Subway. Flesh isn't even in this game, bro. Come on.
I thought that was a pretty flesh joke. No,
You
I'm
know,
I'm sorry.
I'm
I'll
so
go.
flesh you can suck my nuts.
I'll go Konosuba real quick. No,
You know
we need
what? I think
more.
we'll
One
call
more.
it here.
One more.
Wait.
One more. One more. There we go. One more. We got one more. Kaliga has 10 votes. That's what I mean.
All right, we'll call it Kaligi's MVP game too. So
All right.
means Jaundice game 1, Kaliki game 2 then? Let's get him in here, boys.
While we get them in here,
Yeah, let's do that first.
Yeah, while
Wow,
we
hello.
wait them to come to the player of the game one chat, which is Wandix and Kaligi. Chat, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and post them now so we can read it to the players. Doesn't have to be necessarily the best question or a good question. Any question is a good question.
Every question is a good question. That's very fair.
Ah, is that
Welcome
Kaligi?
once again to the player of the game, my man Isaiah Kaligi Perez. No stranger to these MVP votes. Has seen countless times throughout the PMA LCS. How you feeling?
It was scary at the end there, you know. The game, not so much. The MVP vote is what I'm talking about.
Can we, on the chat, can we get I see Kaligi, I click on chat.
I see Kaligi, I click. Dude. Let me tell you.
I see Kaligi,
Click,
I click.
Kaligi.
Where's
Click,
Maya?
Kaligi,
Maya,
baby.
start the movement. I see Kaligi, I click.
Click, Leggy boys.
Where's that Kaligi emote? What is the Kaligi emote right now?
I miss the old Kaligi.
Straight from the go Kaligi. Never picks Kled Kaligi.
You know, is it Kaligi my balls?
No, it's Kaligging my bobway. I'm Kaligging your bobway, dude. Kaligging your bobway.
Kalig my balls, dude.
Dude, Kalig your bobway.
Hello.
Question coming in from Waffle Raff already. Isaiah, why your rush class got elected to exec, but you didn't? Were you too busy playing late?
Oh no! Fun fact, right? So we made a new bylaw saying that you can't rush. You can't like rush for exec if you're student teaching. And tell me why everyone got this bylaw lifted. We even lifted the bylaw for Biscuit Hat to run again for ARO, and he doesn't even go here anymore. He's alumni as fuck. And that bylaw got lifted, and then when it came for my bylaw to get lifted, it just didn't. And I was like, holy shit, I see how it is, guys.
Really quick, chat, can we get the I see Kaligi, I veto on chat?
Alright, so, going on to the actual game question. Hatsu, do you have any actual game questions for Kaligi?
Is Waffle Rafal?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Probably.
Yes, he's 100% why we made that bylaw.
Oh, that's a feels bad kind of moment.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Man, getting called out feels bad, man.
Because he dicked our FEO right now, but, it's fine.
And that's the way the news goes. Anyways,
Yeah.
going on to the actual question. I did have a question for Kaligi. It's been mentioned in chat. I've seen it a couple of times. It's mentioned by Necro Guy. Why did you think of building Hex Drinker?
Terrible item. Not worth it.
Can you explain on that?
The Lux wasn't doing anything, and I wasn't afraid. Because, if the Lux gets strong, then it's different, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the Lux wasn't strong that game, so it wasn't worth it to spend the gold on that. And one of my friends actually messaged me about it after the game. We were talking about Death Dance over Maw. And even if I wanted Hex Drinker, I wouldn't make it into Maw. But I'd definitely go Death Dance first, and then another, big tank item. Because just for the comp where we want Greg to hard carry is, not Greg. Rip, never forget. Where we want Nick to hard carry is I want to be more of a front line and just make sure Nick can do his job more without getting bursted by Vayne. Because, right, if they're a little bit cleaner, they can just jump on us and just murder us with the Vayne, Shed, and Eric.
Hello?
We were just so far ahead that they couldn't.
Yo, welcome to the player in the interview.
So, in the long run, if we weren't ahead, then I still wouldn't have gotten the Hex Drinker. I probably would have gone, just probably 2 more Warden's items, or just the Death Dance and the Randuins or something like that.
Another question calling for, I guess, your team, KB in general. The 2 questions. 1, first game, what did you think of leaving Poppy open? What was your thought process in Champion Select?
Do you want the real answer, or do you want what I was saying the entire pick ban?
Why not both?
Alright, so the real answer was, we're not really afraid of the Poppy. We can play around it if we play well.
Oh,
we know that the Poppy jungle is lacking in some areas, and we wanted to exploit the areas that the Poppy jungle lacked, but we really didn't do it, right? I saw Poppy and I'd still got solo killed, and then we had just didn't have the priority we wanted to in our lanes, and then we just slowly started hemorrhaging. But game 2, we had fixed it. We were like, hey, we know what to do. I was saying in chat that the Poppy's garbage, but I don't know. I'm a rookie.
Jesus.
Oh, damn,
Wait,
there's some fighting words.
did he just say Poppy's guard? I did more damage than you second game, dog.
I'm
just gonna throw that out there.
Hey, but I got tower in 9 minutes.
Yo,
So.
brothers, can we please ease back?
I got
Don't
tower in
fight
9 minutes, so it's alright.
It's okay. We won first game by stomping.
Yeah, it was literally a stomp and then a stomp. Like it was
Yeah.
actually gross.
It's like we bent them over and then they bent us over.
Yeah, it was like hold on, let me bend you over. It's like, wait a second, honey, let me hit it back, and you're like, alright, for sure.
Man, you just gotta take turns, you know.
Always, dude, always.
Sometimes
Don't be selfish. Don't be selfish.
All right, so directing the conversation away from these these vague metaphors. They're just kidding. They're not vague at all.
Somebody is asking why I'm not cute.
Yeah, that was the question. Why is Koigi not cute?
Can somebody answer that question on why my brother's wrong? Because I'm cute as fuck.
Big rip.
Whoa, that's a trap. Everyone run.
Dude,
Wait, Dylan's not in here, dude. That's a lie.
Anyways,
Traps are whack, homie. Traps are whack.
Going back to actual question, the second part of the question was, what was your mindset change between the first game and the second game? Like you said, the first game you got completely shit stomped. The first game you got shit stomped. Second game you shit stomped the other team back. So what was different about second game in that process?
It was a fatty reset. Like we talked about like what happened, but we didn't like overanalyze anything. We didn't harp on anything. But we just said, hey, we fucked up. We shouldn't have lost that hard. Like, yeah, we can take games off each other, but there's no reason for it to go that wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, all right, we just all reset. We were just quiet for a little bit. I got really into Tetris, so I was playing Tetris Marathon, got to level 21, and just fucking died. And I was like, all right, guys, I'm ready.
Not like this.
Yeah, I was like, not like this, dude. I hard dropped a piece in the wrong spot, and it was terrible.
Oof.
Okay, I see that.
Alright, so I finally have a question. This question gonna go over to my man Jaundice. So looking at that game one, we had two comps coming out of both teams. Perhaps both comps slightly lacking in some areas, but overall very highly effective comps from both sides, and neither team really eked out a clear advantage in the drafting phase. So going into that game one, how did you utilize the areas of your comp that you guys felt were strong about it in order to, give you guys the individual skill nudge to power through that game one?
Game one, the biggest thing is whenever I picked up the Zerath is because we saw the Jinx. And so if we're able to get Jinx out of the game with just like poking, then we knew that they weren't going to be able to like engage. And they had like solid engage, but it wasn't anything that was going to like destroy us, because if I was able to get a few Qs, get Jinx to have health, it's gonna make Bear a little bit more hesitant to go in. And if there is a call to go all in after we poke them down, we're gonna win. And so like most of the game, it was the same thing. It was just we would poke them out and then they would go in and then we would win. If they just like rushed us, it would be different. But we still had the Poppy to knock everybody away, so it was just Olaf in the back line. We would just burn him, keep going.
Yeah, and we can't even like rush it, right? Because like we started falling behind, so. Like, if I try to engage, there's so many people who just stand in front of priority targets. And then it's just, like, actually sad boy days.
Okay, the follow-up question to that, kind of semi-related. You were you were mid lane for the first game as Darius. Why the lane swap for the second game?
That's just miscommunication on our end. We actually had a little powwow afterwards. Being on like a really hard carry for me is what our team really needs, and we really just experiment a lot in like where we put people because we're all really flexible.
Mm-hmm.
And we just found out that putting me on a tank is all fine and dandy, but we need somebody to like hard carry. And so seeing as the one that was voted as hard carry, they just from now on I'm gonna be more on the carry position.
Yeah, you definitely made your carry position really clear. In the first game, you didn't die in the first game. And you took a lot of damage while avoiding death. Really well played by you in the first game. Yeah, I know that.
Nick wants you to leave his butthole alone, Gio.
I love it. It was delicious.
Dude, get the hell out.
Jesus.
Yeah, honestly, both games were really well played by each team. So, any other questions coming in from chat or anyone in the player interview?
I think I'm good.
You're good.
Yeah.
And both players have any questions for each other or for chat even?
What was your thought process after I solo killed you? Were you just like, I gotta get the fuck out of here now?
Whoa.
No, whenever you had solo killed me, I was like, yikes, bro. And then
Cause like
after
what we want to know is like why the lane switch? Like
Well, it was-
did you ult down, right, or did you teleport? 'Cause,
I
like,
ulted.
you'd left
I-
lane and then was it just like fucked after that?
No, I had ulted into
Okay.
their lane.
Uh-huh.
And whenever I ulted, they were both really low, and they decided to stay instead of going back, which delayed their back. And if we would have let bot lane just push, then we would have lost that turret super early, which would have lost a whole
Yeah.
bunch of momentum. So it was either get upped and lose 2 turrets, or just try to save 1 turret. And we ended
Yeah.
up saving that 1 turret, but it didn't really do us any favors. So either way, it was a bad situation.
Kawigi dummy thick, you right.
Dude, Kaligi
Dummy
thick, dude.
All right, that's
So Rivals Day next week, right?
Yeah, dude, Rivals Day next week. You heard
Dude.
it live on stream.
Dude.
Bradley University versus Illinois State. Me and Kawigi gonna be facing off IRL. By that I mean if we are, our teams are in 2 different like brackets of CSL. So
Dude.
it'll
if
be
we-
for the memes.
Dude, we'll be at GG Leagues on the 20th, dude. We'll be there IRL. It's alright.
Dude, I'll fight you IRL. Let's go.
Dude, I'll suck you off IRL. Don't lie.
Alright.
Wow.
That being said, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up before this conversation becomes rated R.
Now he's
for
wrapping
another-
things up. Oh my god.
Oh.
All right, it's over. It's over.
All right, boys. Cut the stream. Cut the
Cut the
video.
stream,
We're done.
cut the
Good night, everyone.
Anyways, you want to go ahead and close us
Alright.
out? Chris?
I just turned my whole computer off for a second there. That's tragic.
Nice. All right. You know what? On behalf of our casting and streaming crew, me, Vsauce Chris here on play-by-play, Hansu Elucidus Sung here on color, and Joe Biscuit Head Strino here on the stream duty. Thank you all for coming out here tonight, and we hope to see you next time for some more exciting PMA LCS play in Week 6. Bye, everyone.